If you think you can, then you will. So says our next guest. If you're ready to find the right mate, then all you have to do is manifest it. Relationship expert and life coach Ryan Haddon is sharing her tips on how to make it happen. Welcome, Ryan.
Thank you. It's great to be here.
Yeah, we're excited to have you on. And Ryan, let's just start off with it. How can people manifest the relationship they truly want?
I think there's a couple steps to this. One, you want to get clear on what you want in a relationship. So get super clear, make a list. And what's the feeling you want between you rather than tall, dark, and handsome? What is the experience you want to have within the relationship? Because that's what'll call it to you. It's the emotion, right? So there's that. Then make sure that your beliefs align with that. Because a lot of times we can say we want a drama-free relationship, but then we keep choosing the bad boy, you know? So you want to make sure that your beliefs and, the state that you want to have it within the relationship is in direct with your values. So that's really important. Okay. And then anything that's not resonant with that, let it go. Let it go. Then you want to take action. So you're asserting this through your words and deeds. Take action in your life to line this up. So if you want to have a drama-free relationship, just start to notice where there's drama in your own life, where you're playing that out. Notice where you have selfishness. Notice where you're withholding in your dealings with your friends and family. So start to see where that's showing up for you in your own relationship, because we attract where we are. We call in that exact partner that mirrors those beliefs we have about ourselves. So really all relationships start with the primary relationship we have with ourselves. How are you speaking to yourself, friend? Like, this is Valentine's Day. Like, fall in love with yourself already. How do you speak
I
to
like that
yourself?
you
Are
said
you
that.
exacting? Are you mean?
Yeah, and
What
how
do you
does
think?
I wanted to ask you real quick, how does our subconscious mind impact what kind of relationships we are attracting?
Because our subconscious calls in, it runs 95% of our life. And certainly in the pocket of intimacy and those sort of relationships that are, have a lot of dynamicism like that, you want to see where you are calling the same thing in over and over because you have belief systems, or you're calling in a primary relationship that you might have had with a caregiver, because that's what we do. The subconscious calls in what it knows. It
Yeah.
calls in its comfort zone, what feels familiar. So you might be dating your dad. I don't know. You might be trying to heal your primary relationship with your mother. And so I know it's not sexy and it's not talked about when it comes to Valentine's Day, but these are things you want to look for, these kinds of patterns, because only we can unlock those keys. We have the keys to those locks. Only we have that. So just know that you have all this information that you can work with, and start to get curious. What am I calling in? What am I attracting consistently? How is this resonant to my primary relationships as a child? And then you start to get interested of like, oh, that's interesting. That's interesting. They're playing the same theme out for me again and again.
That's good to know. And Ryan, how does our relationship with ourselves affect our relationship with others? You kind of touched on that a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Well, because we are in a primary relationship with ourselves first and foremost. Either we're crawling out of that relationship and we're trying to numb out through other relationships, thinking the other person's going to heal and solve and make everything better. So we put a lot of pressure on that relationship that's undue. So start to notice your relationship with yourself. How am I showing up? How am I being generous with my time with myself? How am I speaking to myself kindly? Where am I creating space for my emotions to be as they are? How am I getting triggered in my life? So these are pockets and ways where we can move into alignment with how the lens through which we show up in the world through ourselves. Make sense?
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense, Ryan. Thank you for helping our viewers manifest the relationships they truly want. I'm going to let our viewers know where they can go for more information. You can follow Ryan on Instagram for more tips at ryan.haddon.